All right, for our first series in this workout, we're gonna do simple squats, and then we're gonna do box jumps, all right? So squats, again, you can do these a myriad of ways. If you wanna do a barbell back squat, that's great. If you'd rather stick with a kettlebell or a dumbbell, that's fine too. If you have a lot of range of motion and you're able to get down real deep, maybe elevate your feet. You can stand on benches, you can stand on a tire, you can stand on 2 plates. We did that last week. So I'm just gonna show you a couple things. Remember, we want to move up and down like an elevator. We don't want to go up in a staircase. We want to go straight up and straight down, not back and down. So I'm keeping my core tight. I'm finding my feet, my toes on my feet. Okay, pulling myself straight down, and I'm coming right back up. Okay, I'm trying to keep this kettlebell tight towards me. I don't want to reach out real far. Pulling straight down and straight up. So whatever your implement is, if it's a barbell on your back, we want that bar to travel straight down and straight up. Core tight, pull down, come up. Good. We're gonna do 8 to 10 reps on that. If you're doing the kettlebell, we're gonna go like 6 to 8 reps if you're doing the barbell, okay? Now we're gonna line up in front of the box. We're gonna drop our hips back. We want our weight a little more forward to the toes. Jump's an explosive movement, so we wanna have a little more weight forward in our toes, dropping your hips down and back. The arms follow the body. We jump up and we land soft. So we're trying to make our landing on the box soft. We don't wanna land hard, we wanna land soft. If you want to stack a bunch of boxes up and jump really high and get a really cool number, that's fine. Just understand that when you jump on that, you're going to come up and you're going to land with your feet way up and your hips way low, okay? That's just called hip flexion. And you're really not jumping as high as you think, so there's no real reason to stack a bunch of boxes up and kind of create risk. If you saw here, I could jump on a box that's set higher than this, but watch my landing, how I land tall. So I jump down, I jump up, and I land tall, therefore I'm actually clearing that distance. If I were to land I would have to land into a squat and my knees were way up almost at my hips or even above my hips, then I'm not really jumping that high. I'm jumping a certain height and then I'm doing hip flexion. So just understand the difference. If you want to stack a bunch of boxes up and jump on it because it's fun, be careful. Don't do it on wooden boxes, don't do it on metal boxes, do it on the foam boxes like we have. But have fun, go at it. But really, all you need to do is get a low box, work through the mechanics, find your toes, drop the hips back, jump up, and land soft. Okay? So we'll superset those. Make sure you rest for about 2 to even 3 minutes before you go back into your squat from these box jumps. I want to do less than 8 box jumps. So 8's the cap, okay? 6, 8, 4 if you're new to jumping is great. Remember, volume is easy on this because this is pretty intense stuff. For our next series, we're going to start with incline bench press. So we'll be on the incline bench. Rock and roll to get the weights up. You're going to use your legs to kind of push your weight up onto your upper back. So we don't just want to be slack here, we want to drive with our legs. We're not trying to slide all the way up the bench. Just put a little pressure on that upper back. I've got my chest nice and open, my shoulder blades pulling back. I'm going to press straight up above my chest. I want to be careful not to drift back over my head. I want to keep those dumbbells straight over top of my chest. And then I pull down, pull those elbows straight down, and press it straight up. They do not come together at the top, they go straight above the shoulders. Notice I said I'm pulling these dumbbells down, so I'm not just letting them drop down, I pull down and then press back up, okay? Again, keeping tension with those legs, pushing myself on my upper back the whole time. When you're done, you can drop them there. If you have heavy weights, you can kind of drop, and that'll be a little bit safer. We continue on with the landmine row. So again, we want to make sure that our legs and our core, our butt are our support. So we squat down. So we are staying in a squat position the whole time. All the way up against the collar. Command to adjust your feet when you get set. Stay low. Nice straight spine angle, and I feel those shoulder blades come together, go apart. Come together, roll apart. Roll together, roll apart. When I'm done, squat down a little bit more and drop it. We're going to do 8 to 10 reps there. Then immediately, we're going to get on our TRX. And we're going to get into a squat stance. It's like you got knocked down to the ground in your basketball game. Your teammate came over to help you up. You're helping yourself up, and we stay right there. So we're going to hold this row position where my butt is down in a squat. I'm keeping my chest proud, and I'm trying to pull my shoulders back. And I'm trying to just cup my hands, make it like a hook. We're not trying to squeeze ourselves in. We're going to hold that for 15 seconds. At that point, you're going to get a band. You need a light band. So the orange band is actually perfect. And we're going to come here, and we're going to stay in a Statue of Liberty position. So arms stretched out, knee up, and that hip flexion, just here, okay? And we're going to do 10 reps here, keeping the arms straight, Notice how my wrists aren't bowing out like that. They stay strong. 10 reps, then just keep your pace and switch right into 10 reps, okay? So 10 to 10, then we're gonna repeat, okay? We're gonna take your 2-minute rest, then you're back on your incline press, your row, your isometric row with the TRX, and your band pull aparts on that single leg. If the single leg's too much, you can put that other leg down. We're gonna do 4 rounds of this, okay? We're gonna do 8 to 10 on the incline press. We're gonna come 8 to 10 here on the row, 15-second hold, and 10 each side on the band. Okay, so on this, you're gonna need a stick or some sort of banister or rail or wall to help you. You may get to a point where you don't need it anymore, but let's at least start off with it. We're gonna do side kicks, and we're gonna emphasize working some mobility in our up hip and our stability in our lower hip. So both hips are gonna be working, one hip's gonna be kind of holding this up, the other hip's gonna be taking an action. The stick, the bottom is gonna start a little bit closer to you than the top. We're gonna lean over, and as I lean over, I'm gonna drop my torso down, kick my leg out. Now notice I kick my knee out, and then I bring my knee back in and up. I'm not trying to just kick my foot out real quick. I wanna control this motion, put my knee out in space, bring it back. So we're gonna get good. See, it's tougher than you think. Notice also how I take my arm out with the stick and my torso. So I don't wanna just hang on for dear life here. I wanna try to get my torso out straight from my leg. It's gonna be a lot more challenging, make a lot more work, and the balance is gonna be a lot harder. I want you to feel both hips, all right? We're gonna go 10 to 12 on each side, leaning, coming back up. Don't put this leg back down, the up leg, don't put it back down when you come up. Rep number 10 is not gonna look like rep number 1, so as you get through this, the second set's gonna be a little bit better than the first set. So you're gonna see some marked improvement as you go through these reps. Second action is gonna be grabbing a med ball. We're gonna be in a split stance. So I'm gonna have my left leg forward, my right leg back. My knee is almost on the ground, but it's not quite touching. I'm gonna take the ball on the high side, which is the front leg, and I'm gonna chop down to the low side, back leg. Up, down. My lower body stays still while my upper body is able to turn and move. I can make this even stronger position by isometrically pulling my front leg back and my back leg forward, locking those legs in. It creates a lot more tension in the core, and then I'll be able to speed my chops up and move quicker and harder, which will help us also get that heart rate up a whole lot. We're gonna do 10 chops. Every time you chop down, count 1. We're gonna do 10 on the right side, 10 on the left side. Last move, finish out the workout. We're gonna hold the handles of our kettlebell. Now notice where I'm holding here. Okay, I'm holding the handles. We do not want to hold the bell. We're gonna hold the handles. And we're gonna hold it out in front of us at a 45-degree angle. See how the bottom of that bell is at that nice 45? I'm gonna hold it right there. The further out we are, the more shoulders and core we get. Don't sacrifice your upright position to get it out far though. Hold up, be tall, and we're gonna walk. Just take the normal steps, working on keeping the pelvis still while we walk in normal gait. Make sure those abs are engaged and that pelvis is not moving while our legs move inside of that fixed pelvis. We're gonna try to walk 60, 70 yards, 100 yards. You can really take that one and go with it. So we've got our stick kickouts. So those are gonna be 10 to 12 each side. Chops, we're gonna do 10, and every time you chop down, count 1, 10 on each side, and then a nice long walk for about a minute, minute and a half. All right, have fun.